All right, guys, I think we're set. Significant figure back here. I'm having a really hard time staying away from the rest of my decks. um, yeah, I'm really excited to get into more Dark Tidings in the Unfathomable. So we played our first deck. Um, it had a pretty okay lineup. It gave us a good chance of kind of seeing how the Unfathomable work, especially Unfathomable Star Alliance seems really strong. Um, so yeah, I think we just want to keep getting into it. So we're going to keep going here with deck number 2. Nice little pull tab there. And this deck is the yellow archon called Blackthorn. Shayna Fuchs. So we have Star Alliance, which is really awesome. We have Unfathomable again. And Saurian. Interesting. We have the exact same 3 houses we had last time. And those were not bad. So we have a repeat house here. Let's see what we get this time. Double FOG of Mellaruk and have 2 100 power creatures out. That would be real good. Oh, you know, there's a full tab, and I blew right past it. Oh, I almost looked at the Archon card. Can't do that. All right, put the Archon card over there. And Unfathomable, our first card is, oh, sorry. So we're doing Saurian first. Brachynalia. Okay, so it says play, put 4 Amber on Brachynalia from the common supply, and if any creature captures. Start of each player's turn, if that player controls 4 more creature damage, move each. Well, that seems like it could be a very doable thing for Star Alliance, or for Saurian, right? Next card is a Paraguardian. We know about him. Physicus Felix. Play fight. If the tide is high, you may exalt a creature. Not that you control. Interesting. So you can just go ahead and exalt anybody? Huh. But it's a fight ability. I don't think that's very good. Okay, double Physicus Felix. Tide is high, you may exalt a creature. Pterodactyl, reprint, we know about him. Double Pterodactyl. Trojan Sauropod, I've heard about this. I don't think this card's very good. Enters play under your opponent's control. Gain 3 Amber. Your opponent reveals their hand and puts each creature from it into play ready and refills their hand. I guess with double Pterodactyl, that's pretty funny. Okay. Yeah. Crushing Charge is a good board wipe. I like it. Decadence is the ready kind of stuff. Lapisaurus, we know about him. He's just gives you some amber for hacking. Magistra Vita. Play Reap. You may exalt a friendly non-Saurian creature. If you do, Reap with it. That's cool. That's neat. Spoils of Battle. That's a really nice reprint to have here. Okay, that should be it, and it is. So this is a very different Saurian lineup than we saw previously. I mean, Brachynalia can almost certainly fire with these Physicus guys. Trojan Sauropod might be a discard unless you have these 2 Pterodactyls in your hand. Yeah, it's really going to depend on how many creatures that we have in the other houses, but yeah, a little bit of house cheating in here, which is kind of fun. Okay. I don't hate it, but it looks funny. So we'll go on to Star Alliance. We have Forging an Alliance, so we have a key cheat. Nice. The cheetah elusive, giving people elusive. Don't care. Force field. That's a very good upgrade. Double force field. Okay, this is the board wipe for power. This seems good with 12s. You know, so hopefully we have some lower power creatures in the other house. We have 2 of those. This Teresa is a very good card. We can house sheep based on who our neighbors are, so that's cool. Hawkins, I don't like Hawkins. Again, double Hawkins, double. He's just got a really nice haircut, don't you think? I mean, he just looks pretty sharp, I think. Grand Alliance Council. Okay, so we have like 3 board wipes in Star Alliance. We have 4 board wipes in that. Officer's Blaster. Destroyed, move it to the neighbor. Okay. And then we go into. Okay, so what do we think about this? I mean, this is the 2 double Grand Alliance Council, double selective preservation. I think this is very notable. This is a lot of creature control here. With the force field, we then gain the ability to ward our own guys. You know, guys like Hawkins, we want to cycle anyway. Yeah. Interesting. So Star Alliance has given us a lot of the creature control, and Saurian has given us a couple interesting ways to generate amber and just have some big bodies on the board. But also Saurian has the Paraguardian, I think, right? Yeah, so we get more wards that way too. So with all these board wipes and all the wards, I think we're going to be pretty well protected. So let's see what we got in Unfathomable. We have Illusions of Grandeur. Choose a house on your if they do not. So that's interesting. Kind of forcing them to play, you know, not the stuff they got on the board. So this could actually cause them to make the board bigger, and then to go into one of these board wipes after that would be really effective, I think. Fury Guilt Spine. After an enemy creature reaps, it does not ready. Any. Wow. Wow. That's not very nice at all. Skyphos. Hazardous 4. Destroyed. If the Tidus I archive it. Okay, so board wipe and archive. It's pretty cool. We can do it twice. Is that good? I don't. It's a body, right? Oh, okay. We have Valacanth. We have our. We have our anomaly. While the Tidus Eye cannot be used, if the Tidus Eye exhausts enemy creature, each of its neighbors. That's really good. I've never had a Valacanth, so I never knew what it did, but that's kind of gross. Bubbles, very disruptive card. Really nice artwork too. Put him on top of the deck. Flamegill Enforcer. That art is really nice. After your opponent raises the tide, enrage it. Okay. That's kind of weird. Field Spine Netcaster Reap Exhaust. Yeah. Hookmaster. If the tide is high, your opponent loses 2. Lose. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of necessary keyword there. Portal. If the tide is high, archive portal. Otherwise, raise the tide. Yeah. Give me another one. Nope. Sink or swim. Your opponent discards a random card or exhausts a creature in each of its neighbors. I mean, I think you're going to go for exhausting creatures almost every time, but if it's in your opening hand, I guess discarding a random card is good. Give me another one. Nice. Man, what do we think? We gotta think about what this deck is trying to do. I think we're trying to control the board long enough to make it work in our favor with our Starline wipes, selective preservation. What kind of power do we have here? I want to kind of put the creatures out. We have the 2s and 3s here. And we have all kinds of stuff in Unfathomable. And then 4 5s, 5 and 6 and 12. So our creature power is, you know, it's pretty well spread out. I mean, I think we would have a majority of it, to the point where we could almost cover all the numbers so that our selective preservation could be nearly one-sided, which would be really neat. So, yeah. All right. Well, that's deck 2. Blackthorn Shia Fuchs. Shayna Fuchs. We'll get her scanned and get her on the field. And yeah, join me for that game. We'll see you in a minute. All right, guys, we're ready to get old. What's that deck's name even? Blackthorn, the Fuchs. Get the Fuchs into TCO and start playing with it. And we have a game popped up right here. We're going to go ahead and get in. We have tried it once, and I actually did pull out a win against someone else who was streaming for the first time. So, what do we got here? It's Coda with Gateway Arise with not a lot of creatures. Glorious View, Old Brunos, a TMTP Miasma, and Bait and Switch. Okay. So a lot of good things in their deck. We got a lot of board clears to handle it, so we're going to say GLHF. We pulled the Brackinalia. We're 3-2-2, but I don't like it, so I'm going to go ahead and mulligan. Double Pterodactyl. What a bad guy. Sure. He's got the Gateway. It might force an early Gateway on him, so that's fine. We can play Saurian and use our Decadence to ready some guys, so that'd be nice. Oh no, he mind barbs away our Pterodactyl. That stinks. Okay, so Sink or Swim we don't get full value out of. Skiphos don't care about. The other two also don't care about. He only does 4 damage in fighting, so it's not even enough to kill Terror. So I guess we're going to take an Unfathomable turn, and we're going to have him discard. Instead of exhausting the Terror, we get rid of Armageddon Cloak. So this is I don't know. Not the fastest game ever. You get a Dusk Runner. Probably gonna Reap with Silver Tooth, and that's it. Going up to 4 Amber. We're gonna have to do some Star Alliance here. I'm not afraid of anything right now. So let's gain 2 Amber from this guy. That seems to very rarely happen. I'm going to give the force field to the Pterodactyl, I guess. Play Forging an Alliance. We're going to capture onto the, yeah. And then we're going to hold the Selective Preservation for now. He's got Old Bruno's in there. And we have a 3 out. I'm liking our Star Alliance turn next here. He's going to play Shadows again. Naughty the Thief and a Silver Tooth playing an Old Bruno. Okay. I think it's time for a Pterodactyl to do some work. Move's done. Do we want to raise the tide? Not really. I really don't want to do that. We'll do that in case our Hawkins comes up again. We're gonna exalt ready and use the Pterodactyl. And we're gonna fight. Are we? Because we can Selective Preservation and basically wipe out his board next turn. So we're gonna Reap for now and Ward, and then play Spoils of Battle and capture 1 here. He's gonna capture 1 from us too, but that's okay. Kind of setting up a playing Shadows again. Man. That seems weird to me. See, the thing is like we kind of got the 3s on lockdown. He reaps for a lot next turn if we let him, so we're going to play Star Alliance. We should save this. So let's do Selective Preservation. Okay, we're going to keep our 2, we're going to keep our 3, we're going to keep our 5, and we're going to keep our 12 and board wipe him. Yeah. Okay. We'll give this to this guy. And we're going to pass. Oh. No, we don't. We want to Reap. That's why that Selective Preservation card is so good. That card in Grand Alliance Council can be one-sided board wipes. Glorious Few. Well, that was an opportune deal for you. Yeah, we're going to have to take Unfathomable, though. He's going to Forge. Unfortunately, there's just nothing we can do about it. We're going to play some guys. We need to be ready to get board wiped, too. He does have Gateway Arise, but a bunch of Shadows guys in there, so it is going to be slow. My thought is We'll have him discard, and maybe we get... No, we got a Sanctum guy. Okay. And next turn we're going to Brachynalia. And we have the Trojan Sauropod. And that's a really tempting thing to do. There's a lot of threats on the board. Yeah, I'm guessing we get board wiped here. Nope. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Saurian it is. Overlord Grecking. That's kind of a problem. Do we play Unfathomable and just tap down the Grecking? Yeah, sure. And we'll fight into this Toxin, maybe? Exhaust Grecking. Repeer. Repeer. If the Tide's High opponent loses to... Yeah, we'll take the... No, we're not going to even... Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I don't like those options. Because we're not going to shed a chain because we're not going to draw. If we play the Brachynalia, we basically kind of force him into a board wipe situation. We don't have any way. Okay. That's all they do. If they fight Overlord Grecking into the Felix, he's not gonna go to them, I don't think. So we can't. Can we stop him from forging? The only way is with the... It's the same problem, isn't it? At least we get to forge. But then he also forges. I guess we're just going to force the issue here. So the game ends up being pretty decent game here. We're going to do it. We're going to raise the tide. We're going to fight. And we're going to do it so that we can exalt here. We're going to play. And we're going to exalt this one. Got Brachynalia. Who's going to capture? You are. Trojan Sauropod. That seems like a really bad idea. How many creatures are left in our deck? Quite a bit, but I don't like it. I think that's a bad call. We could fight into the Grecking to make sure it dies no matter what it fights. He's got bait and switch. And we'll just reap. Okay. Alright, we got basically 2 board wipes in hand. So basically, I find this often pretty with Dark Tidings that you get to a point where I just, or maybe it's just this deck in particular, that I just don't feel the need to draw anymore. It's like, okay, you got your board. That's what you have to use. I have, a whole bunch of, oh crap, like do something about it. I'm getting 4 amber. If he doesn't deal with, if I still have forged creatures with amber on it, I'm going to get +4 amber next turn. So there's a lot of stuff he's going to have to he or she's just going to have to deal with here. Nice. Okay, they just chose to deal with it. Probably the right move, I guess. Yeah, so we just have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and can play 1, and then 1, and a whole bunch of other crap. We can't make him lose anything right now. Yeah, I guess we just, this is Reap Exhaust. We would have to exhaust one of our own. We do not want to do that. So we're just going to Reap for 3. He's going to Forge and be +2. They're not going to win this game with creatures, I can tell you that. Probably get board wiped here. Nope. Interesting. Okay, sure. They have not played. They have not played their. Yeah, we're just gonna go to 6 and stop. And the problem is, though, is if they do have the bait and switch, we're just screwed. Yeah. TMTP does nothing, plays a Silvertooth. Okay. No bait. Okay. Otherwise, you would have 1. I know I'm talking to no 1 here. So yeah, that's a pretty good example of how this deck functions. It's really just about keeping control of the board, but you end up in situations like this where you have to win. You have to win the game by reaping, and they're going to be in kind of a tough spot if they have to win the game in the same way, because you have 4 very good board wipes in Star Alliance. However, if you are calling Star Alliance, your turns are pretty not doing a whole lot on your side. Officer Hawkins is, you might be gaining 2 amber, great. 2 amber and board wiping. It's kind of a nice 2-bodied creature to use on this with the selective preservation to get rid of their 2s. But yeah, ultimately, it's a pretty middling mid-tier deck. Not my favorite. I did play a game with it. Suppose a Battle Brachynalia is pretty cool. I've never used Trojan Sauropod against a human being, but I did use it against the Keyraken actually, and that was pretty funny. That did tip things my way. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you for the next deck. Catch you later.